Hello, Namaste. Welcome to the sessions on digital wellness. Today we are going to explore the concept of attention. Why should we pay attention to attention? Let me demonstrate that with a very simple example. This is a glass. Now, if I keep shaking this glass, will I be able to use this glass at all? As long as I shake this glass, I will not be able to use it at all. If I want to use the glass, it needs to be stable. So if this glass is my brain and the liquid is the knowledge and this hand is my mind, then I must stabilize my mind to utilize my brain. If my mind is constantly distracted, then I won't be able to utilize my brain. And if I am not able to use my brain, I won't be able to learn anything new and I will not be able to grow. That is why paying attention to attention and learning about attention is so important. Because a stable mind leads to a better brain, and when I start paying attention, that is when my mind starts stabilizing. Are you ready? If you're ready, let's learn to stabilize our mind through deep breathing. Sit straight. Have your back well supported. Don't fold your arms, don't fold your legs. You can close your eyes if you feel comfortable that way. And take a deep breath. Breathe deeply and slowly. As you breathe in, observe the muscles of your stomach expand. As you breathe out, observe the muscles of your stomach contract. Breathe slowly and deeply. Even if your mind goes elsewhere, acknowledge the thought, ignore it, and gently bring your attention back to your breathing. Let go of any tension in any part of your body and relax yourself. As you relax, gently make this thought: I am peaceful, I am focused, I am present. Gently rub your palms and wipe your eyes. This is a very simple 90-second deep breathing exercise that will help you relax and also improve your attention. Because when we breathe deeply and slowly, brain activates parasympathetic nervous system, which in turn relaxes mind and body, and relaxation leads to more stability of the mind, and a stable mind improves our attention. I would encourage each one of you to practice this 90-second relaxation at least 5 to 6 times every day. It can be 90 seconds before your meeting. It can be 90 seconds before you start your study or before you start any of your classes. Just with these 90 seconds, by practicing it 5 to 6 times every day, you will start noticing how your ability to pay attention has improved drastically. Let's try to test your attention. I'm going to show you a few words. What you should read is not the word itself, but you should spell out the color in which the word is written. Okay, I repeat. You should say aloud the words that you are going to see on the slide that I will display now. But instead of saying the word, you must say aloud the font color in which the word is written. For example, in the slide that you are seeing, the word color, you should not say color, but you should say red, because the word color is written in the red color. Okay? Start. If you started saying yellow, blue, orange, black, then you fail. What you need to say is green, orange, black, yellow. Because I have asked you to speak aloud the color in which the word is written and not the word itself. Now that tells you how much attention you have. Now let's explore this topic in a little more detail. So now that you have tried to experiment with attention, let's try to define what is attention. It is taking possession by the mind in clear and vivid form of one out of what seems several simultaneously possible objects of trains of thought. That means your mind is capable of switching between many trains of thoughts instantly. But when we talk about attention, we are talking about you choosing one train of thoughts or thoughts related to one aspect, one task. In Hindi, there is a very beautiful word called ekagrita. Ekagrita means ek ki agrita. That means when I prioritize only one set of thoughts over other sets of thoughts, then that act of choosing is what we call as paying attention. I can consider attention also as a spotlight. And when I put that spotlight in a particular place without distracting it, I continue to put that spotlight on a particular task for an extended period of time. That act of putting the spotlight is what we call as focusing. So even though paying attention and focused are used synonymously, this is the slight difference. Attention is the spotlight, and me preventing distraction by putting that spotlight at a particular place or to do a particular task is called as focusing. Now let's experience the power of attention once again. Just feel the surface on which you are seated. How hard it is, how soft it is, how warm it is, or how cold it is. Just feel the surface. You don't even have to touch it. Whichever surface you are seated, just feel it. Okay, so now you must have experienced that sense of touch. You must be sitting there for the last 10 minutes, 15 minutes, or 30 minutes, whatever the time. But as soon as I asked you to pay attention to that sensory input of touch, it became your experience. That's exactly how brain works. Whatever I pay attention to, that particular sensory input gets processed by the brain, and whatever gets processed by the brain becomes my experience. That's why we say brain is a fantastic filter and attention is its gate. So what we are saying effectively, or what you have experienced from this simple experiment, is whatever we experience in our life is a function of where we put our attention. In effect, we are products of our attention. And paying attention is equivalent to giving a slice of your life. Yes, think about it. Whenever you are paying attention to something, you are actually giving a slice of your life. Reflect how many such slices of life are getting wasted in a livelong day for you. You don't have to tell me, just reflect. And any task that you repeat or that you pay attention to again and again, that is what becomes your habit. And what we pay attention to and what we ignore shapes our existence and our reality. Lack of attention can be very, very costly, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Split second of lack of attention due to mobile distractions has led to 3,000 people losing their lives on Indian roads in just 1 year. While power of attention is essential for us to accomplish things in life, lack of attention can also be deadly. Uncontrolled mind wandering or lack of attention has been found to be one of the main reasons for many mental health issues. Overthinking, anxiety, neurosis, all of these, the root cause, or it starts with uncontrolled mind wandering. So when you are not able to pay attention, when you are not able to stabilize your mind, when you are not able to control your thoughts, that over a prolonged period of time can lead to many mental health issues. So attention is also very important for our mental health. Now let's explore what are some of the benefits of attention. The first benefit is whenever I learn something new, attention helps register that information inside the brain. That is, attention is that glue that helps stick the information inside the brain. If the information does not stick inside the brain, it means I have not learned anything. Even in the class, if you do not pay attention to what your teacher is saying, then you won't remember. You will not learn anything. Because without attention, whatever your teacher is saying or speaking will not stick inside your brain. If it does not stick, then you won't be able to learn. Attention also improves relationships, because when I pay attention to you, it means I am respecting you. That is why when I come to speak with you and you don't pay attention, you are distracted, then I get irritated, or vice versa. Because when I am paying attention to you, I am saying I respect you. You are my world for the next few minutes. So in your life, if you are having issues from any of your relationships, check if you are paying enough attention to that particular person. Any relationship which you want to fix can be achieved by you consciously paying attention to that person consistently and persistently. In life, we do face failures. But when you face failure, where is your attention? Is your attention on the feeling of feeling sad, bad, mad? Or is your attention on learning? Depending on where your attention is, whether it is on the feeling or on the learning, either you become weak or you become strong. If your focus is on the feeling, then you become weak. If your focus is on the learning, that boosts your resilience. So, improving and becoming more resilient is also a function of attention. We learn many things, that is just information. But if we want to transform that information into wisdom, then we need to reflect. And reflection is impossible without attention. Unfortunately, in post-independence education, we have not placed enough attention to relaxation and reflection. So whenever you want to understand a subject, whenever you want to transform your learning into wisdom, it's important that you make time for uninterrupted reflection, and that is possible only with attention. Attention is a prerequisite for creativity. A distracted mind can never be creative. A distracted mind can never think critically. In general, attention enriches our life. Whether you are going to have your breakfast, lunch, or dinner after this session, I would encourage you to keep your mobile in silence mode, screen down, and focus on what you are eating. Smell it, taste it, see what you are eating, and with attention, enjoy the flavor of the food you are consuming. And you will see an entirely different experience of the eating food rather than putting something in your mouth and mindlessly swallowing it. So when I start paying attention, this act of paying attention itself is going to enrich your life. Now let us try to understand the relationship between attention and brain, or what impact attention has on the brain. The mental act of focusing attention holds in place the brain circuits associated with what is focused on. That means when you focus your attention on a particular task or a particular aspect, whatever brain circuits are engaged in that activity, they get stabilized. And this is called as quantum Zeno effect. And when I start paying attention to a particular task, that mental act of focusing makes the brain get into a learning mode. That means brain starts absorbing information lot more easily when I pay attention. So for you students, now you understand why since childhood you have been asked to pay attention. Because when you pay attention, brain switches into a learning mode. And when brain is in the learning mode, it becomes like a piece of sponge absorbing the knowledge or absorbing the information. That is why attention is a prerequisite for learning. And without attention, you won't be able to remember things, because without attention, whatever learning or new information you are taking in, it will not be transferred to your long-term memory. And if that information is not transferred to your long-term memory, you won't be able to remember it for a long time. When you are doing a particular task, you are engrossed in it, maybe preparing a document, maybe writing an algorithm, maybe coming up with a new idea. You are engrossed in your task. You receive a phone call. You switch your attention, take the phone call, and you come back to the task. Will you be able to regain your complete focus, or will it take some time for you to bring back your focus? For all of us, it takes time, and for some of us, we have lost that focus for that day. Yes or no? The reason why we take time to regain our focus is because of this property of the brain called brain's switching penalty. Every time I switch my attention, a portion of my mental energy is used up by the brain in performing that attentional switch. Two important words. You might want to make a note and reflect. Attentional switch. Every time I switch my attention or I perform an attentional switch, a portion of my energy gets wasted in performing that switch. Now ask yourself, in a livelong day, how much of your mental energy is getting used up in repaying brain switching penalty unnecessarily? Just reflect. Now, why is this important? Let me give you another example which will help you understand the concept of brain switching penalty a lot better. Suppose you want to cook some rice. You will put the rice in the cooker, add water, close the lid, and switch on the gas stove. Every time you receive a notification, switch off the gas stove, that is, switch off the flame, attend to the notification, come back and switch on the flame. Will it take longer or shorter for the cooking to get completed? Natural, it's going to take longer, because if you want the cooking to get completed faster, the flame should be continuous. And sometimes, depending on what dish you are preparing, that dish itself can get spoiled, because some of them need continuous flame. Attention is that flame that is helping us accomplish things in our life. Every time you get distracted, you switch off that flame. And when you switch off that flame, like in the case of cooking, it's going to take longer for you to complete the same task. And not only is your efficiency, but your effectiveness is also going to get negatively impacted. That is why if you want to learn and grow in your life, you must learn to pay attention. Now let me demonstrate this through a game. If you are not already having your notebook or a piece of paper, I would encourage you to go get a notebook or a piece of white paper. Okay? Go, get that. I hope now you got your paper. So, what I want you to do is, as you're able to see here, draw two lines such that your page gets divided into three parts. Two lines in this fashion so that the page gets divided into three parts. Now listen to the instructions carefully. Attention please. You're not going to start the game until I ask you to start. So what you need to do is you must write multitasking is a lie on top of this line and write the corresponding numbers below the line. Don't start. Attention please. But the twist is you will write a M on top of the line and 1 below the line. U on top of the line, 2 below the line. L on top of the line, 3 below the line. You will write like this: M1, U2, L3. Doing this, you will complete writing multitasking is a lie. Letter on top of the line, number below the line. Letter, number. This is how you will complete writing multitasking is a lie. And you can ignore the spaces in between the letters. Start. Letter on top of the line, number below the line. Letter, number. This is what you must have got. Now, you have the second line. Here what you are going to do is, this time you will write the complete English sentence on top of the line and then write the numbers below the line. So you will write multitasking is a lie fully on top of the line, the second line that you have, and then write the numbers. Start. Good. So in both the cases, you must have got the same output that you are seeing on the screen. Multitasking is a lie on top of the line and 18 numbers below the line. Now, which one took longer? The first one or the second one? The first one. In many of the tests that I have conducted for various groups, the first one typically takes double the time than the second one, which must be the case even with you. Which one was more difficult, first one or second one? Again, second one. The first one must have been more difficult. And third question, in which one did you make at least one mistake? The first one or the second one? Again, the first one. So in order to generate exactly the same output, you took more than double the time, you felt stressed, and you made mistakes. And the reason is brain's switching penalty. Because if you check the first case, you had to switch your attention 36 times. You must be thinking it is 18. No, it's not 18, it is 36. You have to switch your attention from letter to number and then from number to letter next. When you do this, it becomes 36 times. This is the number of times where you are switching your attention in the first case. And in the second case, you have to switch your attention only once. Complete the English sentence, switch your attention to numbers and complete the numbers. So, when you continuously switched your attention 35 more times, the amount of extra time it took is half the time that you took for the first exercise. That means, if you were able to perform this test in the first exercise in 30 seconds, 15 seconds of those 30 seconds was used in performing the brain's switching penalty or in repaying the brain's switching penalty. That's why, remember always, if accuracy is important, don't divide your attention. Harold Peschler, who is a preeminent researcher in the field of memory from University of California in San Diego, according to his research, he found when people do two cognitive tasks at once, the way you did, switching between letters and numbers, their cognitive capacity can drop from that of a Harvard MBA to an 80-year-old. Human brain is incapable of doing two tasks at exactly the same time. What we call as multitasking is actually a misnomer because human brain cannot multitask. What you are doing or what you are calling as multitasking is actually switch tasking. You keep switching between the tasks and repaying brain switching penalty, thinking that you are multitasking. When you switch to monotasking, when you start prioritizing your tasks at the beginning of the day and accomplish one task at a time by focusing on whatever task you picked up without unnecessarily switching your attention, you will see that your efficiency will more than double. When you are driving, when you are listening to the music, that is not called as multitasking because you are focused on your driving and you are not analyzing the music. If you are going to analyze the music, then that is mentally intensive task which will again become switch tasking because the brain can either focus on driving or can focus on analyzing the music. But as long as you are not analyzing, just listening to it or just hearing it while focusing on driving, it is not called as multitasking. You might be thinking that we are all a part of knowledge economy. No, we are no longer a part of knowledge economy. We are now, in today's times, a part of attention economy. And our attention isn't foolproof. It becomes easily distracted when it encounters novel, exciting, threatening, or self-related information in the environment. We will explore in the next few sessions how these characteristics of attention disruption mechanisms are employed by social media companies to distract us and to addict us. You might be thinking that all social media is free, like YouTube, Instagram, or Facebook. But remember, there is no such thing as free YouTube, free Twitter, or free Instagram. You are not paying them any money, but you are paying something more valuable than money. You are giving them a slice of your life each time you log into your account. Yes. Each time you log into your account, you are giving a slice of your life to that social media company so that they can sell more ads and earn money through your attention. Because you are paying through your attention. And when you constantly keep checking your account on social media, and constantly keep distracting your mind and constantly keep distracting your brain, remember, you are making your brain become more weak and stressed, because a distracted and a constantly stimulated brain is a weak and stressed brain. That is why you feel so exhausted at the end of your binge watching episodes. You don't feel empowered, you don't feel relaxed, but you feel exhausted and frustrated, because constant stimulation is making your brain become weak and also stressed. Remember, attention is the rarest and purest form of generosity in today's distracted world. Attention is the greatest gift you can give to your loved one, because attention is the rarest and purest form of generosity. And the constant distraction caused by digital gadgets is impacting our moral attention. Moral attention means the capacity to notice the morally salient features of a given situation so that we can respond appropriately. When you are distracted, your ability to respond reduces. And paying attention is a precondition for moral attention, which is again a precondition for empathy and ethical action. What digital gadgets are doing with their constant distraction and disruption they are impacting our ability to respond ethically. So not only just attention, but our morals and ethics and we being human is also getting impacted due to these constant distractions. Let's explore the relationship between attention and work. I'm going to give you a very simple equation that can help you understand the importance of attention in accomplishing things. So high quality work produced is a product of time spent and intensity of focus. If I am spending 8 hours near my desk or in front of my laptop or with my books, but with only 25% of focus, then effectively I am getting only 2 hours of worth of work. Because 8 hours multiplied by 25% is equal to 2 hours. All of us are familiar with this experience. The only way you can increase the amount of work that is getting done is by improving your focus. Because when I double my focus from 25% to 50%, within the same 8 hours, I can get double the work done. I can get 4 hours worth of work done. And according to many studies, 4 to 5 hours of focused attention is more than enough to accomplish quite a lot in a working day. Check for yourself how much of your time is getting wasted in unnecessary distractions because you are not able to focus in an uninterrupted fashion whenever you pick up any task. Attention is one of the most important capabilities that a leader needs to have. Because when, as a leader, you start focusing on yourself, that improves your self-awareness. And when you are not able to pay attention to yourself, lack of self-awareness can leave you rudderless, because there is no anchor on which you can depend on, and you get swayed away in whichever situation or the direction the world wants to push you. So focusing on self is an important characteristic of leadership. Similarly, focusing on others. As a leader, when I start paying attention to others, that is what helps improve my own emotional intelligence. When I fail to focus on others, it leaves me clueless. I will never be able to understand why the other person is doing what the other person is doing the way the other person is doing. When I start paying attention to the other people, then I start developing my emotional intelligence. So, here again, attention is one of the prerequisites for developing emotional intelligence. And third, when as a leader I start focusing on the wider world, I can come up with more innovation and think strategically. Because if I fail to notice the changes that are happening in the market around me, in the world around me, what changes are happening in the society, and how does my business, how does my product fit into this changed scenario, if I am not able to pay attention, then I will go out of business very soon. Because failure to focus outward can leave you blindsided. So, as a leader, you need all the three types of attention: attention on self, attention on others, and also attention on the world around you. Now, let's explore the relationship between attention and intention. Intention is the invisible power behind your thoughts, words, and actions. What is that motivating factor that is making you to think in a particular direction, that is making you to speak a particular set of words, or that is making you to perform a particular set of actions? That motivating power is what we call as intention. And why are we discussing about intention? Because intention is the navigator of attention. If attention is a gun in your hands, then intention is the direction in which you are pointing that gun. I'll repeat. If attention is the gun, then intention is the direction in which you are pointing that gun. And meditation helps you to decide that direction. That is the relationship between attention, intention, and meditation. Without devoting attention, we don't experience care and we can't extend care. So when you want to extend that care to someone, or you want to experience care from someone, for both you need attention. In fact, you might say that paying attention to another person is our highest form of love. That's what we discussed a few minutes ago. Attention is the rarest and purest form of generosity. And today's world can keep your attention so busy that you won't have time to direct it yourself unless you commit to it. That is why you must learn to pay attention to attention. Let's explore some of the ways in which we can enhance our attention. Remember, attention is a skill. Your brain is like a muscle. The more you exercise, the stronger it becomes. The more you start paying attention, the easier it becomes to pay attention. Because paying attention is a skill that can be learned. And you can improve your attention through consistent and persistent training. If you want to improve your attention, learn to eliminate distractions. One of the most important prerequisites for you to be able to focus your attention on the task you are doing so that your efficiency and effectiveness can improve is to eliminate all sorts of distractions from your environment. Some simple attention exercises. Practice sitting still in a chair. Even a muscle should not twitch and you should not even blink your eyelids. Absolute stillness. In the beginning, you may not be able to sit quietly, absolutely still even for 2 minutes. But as you practice, your ability to pay attention starts increasing. The slow breathing that we practiced at the beginning of this session, slow and deep breathing is yet another excellent way to improve your attention. Neurobics, using different senses simultaneously, like aerobics, we call it as neurobics. If you check the comments below, you will be able to access these neurobics exercises in the resources section that we have provided. Some more attention enhancers. Curiosity also makes your brain to get into a learning mode. So when you stay curious, when you reflect, that curious attitude improves your attention. Listening to relaxing music can also enhance your attention. When you are trying to make notes, do not use digital gadgets. Use a paper and pen. We shall explore this in a separate chapter on digital wellness to understand the difference between digital reading and print reading. For now, understand that when you start using a paper and a pen to make notes rather than your digital gadgets, your attention automatically improves because there are no notifications, there are no animations, there are no videos that play when I pick up my notebook and pen to write something. Positive and empowering self-talk before you start any task and during the task can help improve your attention. For example, if you have to do a boring task, instead of creating self-pity and cursing anybody and everybody in the world, have this positive and empowering self-talk with yourself. If I were doing it, if I were to do that boring task, I would say, Bala, you're not working for charity, you're getting paid. You better focus and complete the task rather than complaining and wasting your time. So this little bit of positive self-talk helps me to focus on the task I am doing rather than wasting my time complaining. And as a student, you can do the same thing. Telling yourself that this few minutes of uninterrupted attention is going to help me learn this subject, which is in turn going to help me become a better version of myself. So positive and empowering self-talk before the task and during the task, whenever your mind starts creating negative or waste thoughts, the best way to stop them is positive self-talk. And we will be exploring this topic of positive self-talk in a lot more detail in subsequent sessions. Physical exercise is yet another excellent way to improve the health of your brain and to improve your attention. Because exercise makes brain release a hormone called BDNF, brain-derived neurotropic factor. And this BDNF hormone not only helps improve your brain health, but it also helps improve your attention. Being able to visualize things, practice of visualization also has been found to improve attention. Spending at least 10 minutes of meditation in the morning, 10 minutes of meditation in the evening has also been found to improve attention. So these are some of the attention enhancers that you might want to practice to not only improve your attention span, but also start experiencing the power of attention. And the relationship between attention and meditation is called as attention training. Because when you meditate, it increases the capacity of the brain to focus. And when you start observing things in a detached fashion, that detached observation trains the brain and changes the brain in very, very favorable and wholesome way. Instead of getting attached to things and start worrying about it, detach yourself and look at the facts in the situation. That detachment can also improve your focus, and meditation helps you to learn that detachment. In general, in India, we talk about Chitt ko shant karna. That means when you start meditating, as a consequence of meditation, your mind starts getting into a calm state. So when you calm your mind, it reduces waste and negative thoughts, and that helps you to think less and think slow. That is another definition that we can give for attention. When you think fast and think more, you are distracted. But when you think less and think slow, you are paying more attention. Meditation, by its nature, helps you to think less and think slow. Thus, meditation helps improve your attention. Remember, you are the master of your attention. You can direct it and you can strengthen it. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you learned something interesting which will help you become more attentive and more powerful. Namaste.